Welcome to the Emdem show. I'm Coach Mike, and we are sponsored by Emdem Life Architects, MDMA. Anyway, this show is going to be about goals. Why do we have goals? Why do we set goals? Why do a lot of people not even set any goals? What are your goals? Do you have goals? How do you set goals? What are they? Are they like a figment of your imagination, or are they real? Are they realistic? Are they unrealistic? Are they smart? Are they dumb? Why do people even have goals? Well, let's cut to the chase. If you have a goal, that means that you have something to aim for. You have a target. And when you have a target, you have something to aim for. You know where you're shooting for. You know where you're going. You know where you're going. You know where the target is, and you're shooting for that. What does that mean? To some people might not know what this means, so we're going to go right back to the beginning. So if you have a goal, again, let's use weight, because weight is simple. Let's use weight simple. Let's say you weigh 300 pounds. And your goal weight is 175 pounds. You weigh 300 pounds right now. You set a goal to weigh 175 pounds. So that's a lot of weight. So you know where you are. First of all, you got to know where you are. You know where you are. You weigh 300 pounds, right? And then that's where you are. Where do you want to go? You want to go to 175 pounds. So do the math. So you have to weigh 120. You have to drop 125 pounds, which is ridiculous. Depending on your frame, depending on a whole bunch of variables, it might be doable. It might not be doable, depending on how big you are, how tall you are, your bones and all that. It might be doable. Let's say it is doable. Let's say you're just super fat. You weigh 300. You should weigh about 175. That would be a big individual. So, okay, you know where you are, you know you're 300, you know where you're going, it's 175. So that's a timeline. That's a timeline from here to there. So if you're driving a car, you're going to drive from here to there. So you need to have a map to get there. What's the map? I know I weigh 300 pounds and I want to weigh 177. So what do I do next? What do I do? So what's the contributors to your weight? You're probably eating junk food. You're probably being lazy. You probably have low standards. You're probably drinking alcohol, chips, smoking cigarettes, doing drugs, doing all the things that are not in line with being a healthy individual. You're doing all the things that aren't in line with being a healthy individual. So you know what you're doing wrong. Now, what if you shift that with a different perspective and a different standard for yourself? You shift that whole belief system, turn it on its head, and say, okay, in order for me to lose this 125 pounds of fat, I have to start thinking differently, and I have to start doing differently. So you can't do the things that you did before to get you to weigh 300 pounds, because that's not going to work, obviously. Are you getting the analogy here for all the other aspects of your life? Because this relates to your mindset, this relates to your emotions, this relates to your spiritual life, this relates to your relationships, this relates to your finances, it relates to your recreational activities, it relates to everything, your sports teams, everything. It relates to your kids, your wife, your husband, your spouse, everything. It relates to everything. So, okay, what do you need to do? What do you need to do? I need to exercise. Okay, write that down. I need to exercise. And we're not gonna dive down deep into. I got to do cardiovascular activity. I got to do weight training. I got to get a nutrition plan. I got to start eating better. I got to start moving my body. I got to believe that I can weigh 175 pounds. So okay, these are all other branches within the tree. So exercise. What does exercise mean? Exercise. Let's define exercise. Exercise isn't walking from the couch to the fridge. That's not exercise. So you got to be able to define exactly what exercise is. Exercise is stuff over and above you do your daily tasks on, because that's not going to get you in shape. So exercise, you got to either do something within your home, or I prefer going to a gym or a fitness center. That's my preference. You can do whatever you want, but you got to do something over and above what you do just on your regular tasks. That's not going to get you in shape. That's not going to get you where you need to go. So you start, maybe if you're that fat, if you're that big, you just start walking, because maybe you can barely move. So yeah, on a physical level, maybe you can barely move. If you weigh 300 pounds, you might have to just start walking. You can't be an advanced system. So maybe you just have to start walking 5 minutes a day. Maybe you just have to start walking 5 minutes a day. Maybe you can't even lift any weights because you're so fat you can't even grab them properly. You don't even know what to do because everything hurts. So maybe you have to start walking first and watch your diet first so you can drop some pounds off, add some water intake, and then you can start lifting weights, and then you can start stretching, and then you can start adding all these things in. So knowing where you are, you're 300 pounds. So the 300 pounds might not allow you to do some things that you would want to do quite yet. So you have to start with small steps. So walking and eating better and adding water, removing the sugars, removing the carbs such as like pastas and breads and things that are going to make sugar in your gut. The sugar. I know fruit has sugar. That's a whole other conversation. We're not going to go into that right now, but fruit is made from God. So that's a good thing. Some of them aren't. That's a debate for the stomach because it interacts with the chemistry inside your gut lining and your blood and all that kind of stuff. It produces different things depending on the chemistry that's going on in there. So you have to watch certain things and certain times of day when you eat this, but you're going to dive down deep into that. So the whole gist is, why set goals? We're going to keep this short. Why set a goal? Like, why bother? I got a pretty good life. I don't need to. So if you're focused on a goal, and this goes into your subconscious now, your subconscious brain, which is somewhat understood and misunderstood at the same time, because is that like a contradiction? Yeah. Okay. The subconscious brain, it's a program. So whatever you're repeating on a regular basis in through your senses, your eyes and your ears and your taste buds and your touch and your feel and your intuition, that programs into your subconscious mind. There's a power in your subconscious mind. That could be like your direct connection to God, the creator of the whole entire universe. So once you keep programming that in your mind, then that becomes your reality eventually, whether you believe it or not, and whether it's your reality in actuality and your physicality. So what do you need to do? You need to like program good stuff into your brain. You repeat good habits. You repeat things that are going to be good for you. You're going to repeat things that are going to be good for other people. You're going to repeat habits and choices and actions that are going to be good for your community. And again, this is where it's confusing, because we have a world, and this is where there's like the resistance, and then people don't know the difference between the truth and the lie and the truth, because they're confused. But it is, without getting too deep into that, again, there's a male, there's a female, there's a left, there's a right. That's it. There's always two opposing forces. There's an up, there's a down, there's an east, there's a west, there's a north, there's a south. It's simple. So simple. It's not confusing whatsoever. Cause and effect. If I tell my brain tells my finger to bend it, it's going to bend. Once you start, so truth and lies and truth. And then we're not going to go into the political realms. We're not going to go into the religions. We're not going to go into any of those things here tonight. Just goals. So if you have a goal, whatever that may be, whether it's your mental health, again, to control your emotions, to be in control of your brain, to be in control of your finances, to be in control of your relationships, to be in control of your career, be in control of your business, to be in control of your occupation, to educate yourself. You're in charge of yourself, so you should set some goals. Because if you don't, you're like one of these ships in the harbor at the marina here. if you don't know where it's going, it's just it doesn't have a captain, doesn't have a crew, doesn't have anything going on. If the ship doesn't know where it's going, doesn't have anybody guiding the ship, it won't even get out of the harbor. It won't even get out of the marina. It's just going to crash and burn. So does that sound like you? Are you crashing and burning right now because you don't have any goals in your life? You don't have any direction in your life. You don't have any self-control in your life. You don't have any self-discipline in your life. You don't have any love in your life. You don't have any of things. Well, I love you. That's a good start. I want to help you no matter where you're at. But again, that's not enough. I can only help you and guide you and direct you and show you, but you have to be able to do this for yourself eventually. Because if you're a weak person right now, you need to turn yourself into a strong person. And if you're not able to turn yourself into a strong person, you're going to remain a weak person for your whole entire life. And then what does that breed? That breeds narcissistic tendencies. That breeds like you want to bring the weak people. It's like the misery loves company aspect. You're going to bring weak people with you. You're going to bring people that you can control. You're going to bring people with you that make you feel good. So these are going to be people inferior to you, because if somebody is there that's better than you, that looks better than you, has more money than you, has better relationships with you, has happier than you, has a better relationship with God than you, that's going to be a threat to you. You're not going to like that because you're a weak person. If you're a confident person, if you have high self-esteem, if you're confident in yourself and your relationship with God and your creator, and you're confident in your relationships, and you know who you are, you know where you're going, you want the best possible people around you. You want the best possible people around because they're going to uplift you. They're going to encourage you. Some people are going to do that whether on low levels too. Like, it's not all about the money, because success obviously is going to be different for each individual. However, people that are continuously whining and moaning and bitching and complaining and playing the victim, doesn't matter what part of the hierarchy of life they're on, these people are usually going to be poor. They're going to be the poorest of society because they haven't leveled up. They haven't leveled their brain up yet. So they whine, they moan, they bitch, they complain, they eat the shittiest food, they're hanging around in the worst parts. So what can we do with these people? We can help them. We pray for them and we help them, because the poor will always be among us. And this problem has grown because no one's wanted to deal with it. All the different culturals, whether there's blacks and natives and Mexicans and white people, all these races have the ability to change and do whatever they need to do. Forget about your ancestry. Yeah, you need to look at that, but we're here. Everyone has equal opportunity right now. Everyone has the same I can't say everyone has the exact same resource, but you have resources out there right now to be able to, and there's people that have proven, that have started from scratch, ground zero with negative, that have gone on to do great things. It doesn't matter their culture, doesn't matter their race, doesn't matter their belief, doesn't matter what their religions are. They did it. And you can too. So all this crap that's going on out there that, oh, the color of my skin, I'm a male, I can't. I'm a female, I can't. I'm like, I speak this way, I can't. I look this way, I can't. I'm like, no, there's discrimination out there, but what is it really? It's usually a standard issue. It doesn't usually matter on the color of your skin or this, that. Communist regimes are going to like control you. So we here in North America, we're not doing communism. We're going to give you free speech. We're going to give you freedom of choice. We're going to give you free enterprise. We're going to allow you to be who you are. We're going to allow you to be who you are, even if we don't like who you are. There's a lot of people who I don't like who they are, but I still love you anyway. You're allowed to be that. You're allowed to be that. That's called mental. Some people have a lot of mental disorder going on. They're not in control of their emotions. They had a terrible childhood. Their parents didn't know how to parent them properly. And again, that's not their fault. Someone's got to stop the pattern from going. The pattern of violence and abuse and rape and drugs and alcohol and all. If you don't stop that pattern, it's going to continue on. So someone has to stand up and say, okay, We're not doing this anymore. We're going to be healthy mentally. We're going to be healthy emotionally. We're going to be healthy spiritually. We're going to be healthy in our relationships. We're going to be healthy in our finances. Someone's got to stand up and say, this is how it's going to go. No matter what kind of human being, like, we're all human beings. None of that other stuff matters. But again, you get a choice to do this. And then what level are you going to be on? What level do you want to be on? It doesn't matter monetarily wise, or everyone should have a house. Everyone should have clothes. Everyone should have good food to eat. Everyone should have fresh water to eat. There's no excuse for this, like none on the whole entire planet. There's no excuse. But then if you give people this, will they lose it, or will they just destroy it? But how do you program a society, the whole society? So what we do at Life Arkitex is it's kind of like human engineering, because this is where the world's going. This is where the world's going. You're going to get the chip. They're going to tell you to get the chip in your brain or here, but we want you to remain a human being. So we have to program you naturally, the way God initially intended it to, without any like mechanical stuff in your brain or in here. It's like, that's, once we start going there, then that's going to be like, we're not going there. No matter what Elon says, we're not going there. Even though you're going to be going there, I'm not going there. And whoever else doesn't want to go there, they don't have to go there. But there's only going to be a few humans. So here at Emdem Arkitex, Life Arkitex, we design a life for you that you love to live. And it's a good life. So we have to program this correctly. You have to free up your brain. You have to open up the brain, and you have to get rid of that old programming, the old programming of fear and violence and abuse and addiction and anxiety and depression, all that crap, not being enough. Get rid of that. You have to get rid of that. So if you anchor that out, there's techniques that we can use to do that. We're not going to do that right here. So you have to deprogram all that crap out. And then we put virus protection in there, which is your relationship to the creator. That's your virus protection. So then you get to know truth from lies, right from wrong. That's your intuition. Here, connecting your head to your heart. And then from there, we're gonna have you in control of your emotions. You're actually gonna get to control your emotions, and you're gonna know why you're having certain emotions, what triggers certain emotions, and then you're gonna be in control of those. You're gonna be in control of your mind. You're gonna be in control of your emotions, and you're gonna be in control of your finances. You're gonna be in control of your relationships. You're going to be in control of your recreational activities. You're going to be in control of your business. You get the freedom to do all this. And we're going to make a blueprint. We're going to work with you to make a blueprint. Just like you design a house, you have a customized home builder. We're going to customize your life how you want it. And these are the aspects that you got to put together on the interior. Is the mental and the emotional and the spiritual. Outer finances buys you material assets, recreational activities, all the things that you want to do, the places you want to go, the places you want to travel, or you just might want to stay home and just have a nice little shop there. That's okay too. Whatever is good for you. And then we sit down, draw out the blueprint with you, and then we set goals associated with that blueprint. We program your mind to see and visualize that, or you got to do it. We'll show you how to do that. And then you take actions on a regular basis that are in line with all those goals. And then voila, you create the life that you want. That's what we do at Emdem Life Arkitex. Just like building a house, you got the foundation. You got to dig the foundation deep. So the foundation of your life, that's your morals, your values, your ethics, your integrity, your mindset, your attitude, your emotional control, your spiritual life, your connection with God. That's your foundation, whether you're a good person or not. Whether you're a good person, whether you care about others, whether you love others, whether you have responsibility and accountability for your life. That's your foundation. If you don't have that foundation, and you have an evil foundation, and you have ulterior motives and intentions, that's going to crumble. You're going to try to force people to do things they don't want to do, and you're going to manipulate people. You're going to turn into somebody that's just it's a monster. That's the evil. So you want to have a good foundation built on good. And then you customize your life however you want that to be done. We sit down with you and we customize your life for you. That's it. And that's the importance of goals and having control of your mind, having control of your emotions, being in control of your spiritual life, your relationship with God, having finances to pay for the things you need to pay for, having great relationships with your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kids, your family, your coworkers, your teammates, all that stuff. We help you with all of that because it's a mess out there right now. It's ridiculous, but it's changing. The next 5 to 10 years are going to be absolutely epic. Is it all going to be great? No, it's not all going to be great. It's not all going to be sunshine, rainbows, and love. Because there's always an opposing force. The opposing force is always there. I'm Coach Mike. Again, we got that January 11th. If you have not signed up for the January 11th here, big online event with Dean Graziosi. It's a double doodle. You get 3 hours with Dean. You get 3 hours with me. 3 hours. Sign up. You can get there for free. Dean's letting you get in for free for 3 hours, or you can upgrade to the VIP for $37 US. And then if you VIP that, then I take you on for another 3 hours and we sit down and we dive down deep into what the stuff you've learned and the goals you've set for the implementation process after that. That's my bonus to you. When you sign up for Dean's event, I'll take you for another 3 hours. VIP, it's $37 US to work with me for 3 hours, which is a total deal because I usually charge about $195 an hour US dollars, which is that's super low because I'm worth about 50 grand an hour, but I'm not quite there yet. So these are gifts. These are investments into yourself to start making the changes in your life that you want. Then you have to start. You have to start doing differently. You're that 300-pound man or woman. You want to be that 175-pound man or woman. You got your timeline, and then you got to take actions. The more actions that you take that are directly correlated with the goals that you set, the quicker you'll get there. And you take actions that you take that are pulling you back. Those actions, you may never get there. And then, it's going to take you a lot longer. It's going to take you way longer if you do actions that are in direct opposition to the goals that you've set. That's the major key, where knowing where you are, where you want to go, and taking massive action, and those actions must be directly correlated and aligned with the goals you've set. Because when you take actions that are not directly correlated or aligned, that screws the frequency up. That screws everything up, and then it pulls you back. It's like, well, why aren't I losing weight? Because you're eating cheesecake, you're eating chips, you're sitting on the couch, you're not working, you're not going to the gym, you're not drinking water, you're not eating proteins and vegetables and fruits and having a good cheery attitude, believing that you're going to be what you're going to be. All those things have to be directly correlated on a large scale. But you got to start small, right? You have to start small. You can't do this all at once because that's not going to happen. That's like unrealistic. It's not. So you start with one thing. You just start with one. And then when you master the one, then you add another one in. And then that one, maybe you just have to add water into your life and just walking. Example. Then you can add another one in. Then you add another one in. Then you're not. So I hope you understand. I can try and explain it to you as many times, and I'm gonna keep telling you the exact same thing. It doesn't. The fundamentals of life don't change. The fundamentals of life will never change. The message will always be the same. It's not going to change. God's the same yesterday, today, and forever. So the fundamentals of life are not going to change. They're not a fad. I'm a fad because you're a fad because you're something that we've already had. I'm a trend. Hello. So yeah, let's go. That's all I got for you tonight, folks. Let's go. Let's set some goals for you and see how we can anchor in those habits. We're going to scratch off the record on all those bad habits. So you have to correlate or associate with the bad habits major pain and suffering from doing the bad habits, and then pleasure with doing the good habits. So you have to anchor that in, and you have to associate that in. And we'll show you how to do that over and over and over and over and over and over, because repetition is the mother of skill. Repetition is the father of learning. So let's go. Again, if you need some assistance, I have a whole packaged program to help you out. One-on-one coaching with me. We meet once a week for 2 to 3 hours, so we can set your goals, and then we can monitor your goals to see how you did during the week. So once a week we do that. And then you have unlimited talk, text, and video with me during the week. That's all part of the package. And then we will walk you through all the things that you need to do to set the goals in the areas where you need to set the goals, and it starts right here with your mind. If your mind's not right, if your emotions aren't right, if you're mentally ill and emotionally ill, we got to fix that first. We got to fix that first. And you might not want to fix that, but that, and mentally, emotionally, and spiritually are the things that need to be fixed first. And then the rest will come together. Because if those things aren't in alignment, could be tough trucking for you. So again, how do you get a hold of me? Just get a hold of me any way you can. Any way you want to get a hold of me, get a hold of me. The preferred way is right down here, mdm.canada.group@gmail.com. Send me an email, and we can book an initial 30-minute session to see what it is you're looking for. And then I'll see, you may not even qualify, because it's like, I only want to work with people who want to be winners. So I'm not going to work with everybody. Obviously, I only want to work with people that are going to want to be winners. Maybe you're a loser right now and you want to be a winner, but there's only certain people that I'm going to work with. I'm not going to work with everybody, because that's just like nuts. Only if you're going to do the work, put in the effort, got a good personality, you got love and kindness and caring in your heart, you care for others, you care for yourself, you care for God, you care for the world. Those are the people that I'm going to work with. Good people. Athletes that are good people. All right, folks, I'm done here. We'll see you later. Have a good night. I'm over time. Could talk forever about this stuff. Years and years and years and years and years and years. Got another 50 years of this to go. So I'll help you out the best I can. Design a life that you love to live. Take every action step with your desired result in the forefront of your mind. So every action step that you take, make sure that that action is in direct alignment with the goals that you've set for yourself, for the results that you want. That's major key. Every action, when you set your goal, every action that you take should be in direct alignment with the goals that you've set for yourself. Because if you're taking actions that are in going the other way, that's going to draw you further away from your goal. Capiche? All right. That's it for now. Have a good night. Coach Mike.